So today we're going to walk through some of the barriers and hurdles and the experiences of doing business on the internet, which is where it's going, folks. I just read some stats today that there's 144 billion emails a day that we're doing on the internet. And we're going to start this little track by talking to Nikki and Susan, who are the sweet shop up in Blairsville? Blue Ridge. Okay. They have these award-winning cupcakes that they sell. They have a website that's 10 years old and sitting there doing nothing. They have a national fan following of folks who want to buy their cupcakes. And to buy a cupcake from Nikki and Susan, you have to go to their door, knock on their door, and say, "Sell me a cupcake." So we're going to start a conversation today about why they are doing business on the internet, and then our distinguished panel is going to talk about some solutions to that. So, ladies, take it away. Welcome and take it away.
We're on the internet, but it doesn't do anything for us right now.
If y'all can figure out how to take a cupcake with icing on it and ship it to California without it messing up, that would solve all our problems.
So, Tricia, you deal in this world all the time. Tell us what this looks like when these young ladies are trying to get their cupcake business on the internet, and other folks such as them. Give them some advice.
Well, I'd love to answer that question, but the question that was asked was about how to ship it. I just Googled it. Mason jars. You know, I think the question they're asking is a lot more operational than the internet marketing. It sounds like you guys kind of get it, that you could do business online.
And they tell us they have the people, they have the kitchen, they have the facility, they have the will to do it, they just can't figure it out.
We can bake the cupcakes, we can, take them out there and sell them all day long, but unless you walk in our door, then you don't get a cupcake. And we don't just do cupcakes, we have all kinds of different desserts.
I was using the Google keyword tool that's available for folks who do AdWords, right, if you're an AdWords advertiser, and red velvet cupcakes are searched 5,400 times in Georgia.
All right, so before we get to the answer, which we know is going to be there, Ruben Bowling is going to talk about this space and what other entrepreneurs are facing and what they are doing.
These ladies have done a lot of what other small businesses don't tend to do. They have a reason for why they're wanting to get there. They've seen the demand for it. But a lot of times, small businesses just want to get there, and they don't really analyze how that fits into their business model.
So you're saying they've got to have a strategy with some meaning that relates to all the parts of the business rather than just go out and get a website.
That's right.
Tim, talk about VoIP, which is voice over IP, and how folks get that through their business or through their school. Also tell them about the librarians.
But with the VoIP solution opens up a lot of different options for everybody. And, we've been able to do a lot of this stuff for a long time, but it's never been as easy to do as it is now. What we're doing with small businesses is actually connecting them with VoIP, lines. What that lets them do is, like, if you have multiple locations, it pretty much makes them appear to be in the same building as far as, communicate with your staff and everybody like that. So
I'd just like to add to that about change. That's one of the things that's different in our culture now. As baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, we really hesitate with new technology because it's always been difficult for us. The technology wasn't as advanced. But you go and ask a millennium now, you ask them to do anything, the first thing they do is go online and look for the technology to solve their problem. So it's a perfect opportunity now for reverse mentoring. Let the younger millennials help you with the technology, but what they don't know is business. And you can help them with the business solution. And together, you really have a great partnership.
How do they get started in this? How do they get an internet?
Get assistance, number one, with the technology adaptation, which is, in any type of technology adaptation, ease of use. So first, try to figure out, get help to use the tools. The next piece is as you had mentioned, the change management. Most small businesses don't have a marketing department. They don't have a technical department. And so if you've never done something before and you're asked to change, it probably isn't going to happen. So it takes time to change. Most people that when you ask them, I asked my graduate students last night, if you started a new business today, would you advertise online? Everyone said yes. My next question is how? Their response was, well, first I'd set up a Twitter account, then I would set up a Facebook. I said, well, if you started a business today, what'd you do first? Well, I'd start a business plan. And that's going to what you were talking about, is you have to do the plans first, because there's that many tools. Which tools do you actually want to be on? So one of the things is get outside help. Don't try to do it alone. The universities can help. We've got the business development centers here. We've got students. One thing that social marketing is, it isn't meant to be done alone. You are supposed to be social.
So, Tricia, now, some initial ramp-up things for small businesses that struggle. You deal with businesses who have other problems and other things that they try to solve with technology. Tell us about that. How do they approach that? How do they even understand? We say in this business, you don't know what you don't know. How do they even arrive at what they need to know, and then how do you help them?
Maybe partnering with a local technology firm. And I think to make sure to get with a good technology firm, you want them to be sort of technology agnostic, right? So you want them to fit their solution to your problem, not to fit your problem to their set of solutions. Here in my business, what I see is some really interesting examples of folks who know nothing about technology, but they recognize that if a process is repeated many times and there's a lot of chance for error, that software could probably improve that process.
So usually when I talk about entrepreneurial orientation, I'm talking about being innovative, risk-taking, and proactive. In other words, I'm able to innovatively identify opportunities, I understand the risk associated with it, and I proactively seek that opportunity. Now the question is whether all small businesses are entrepreneurial or just a setup. Some small businesses are fine with just where they are, and they have no interest in growing outside of their general market where they are, maybe not even growing beyond that. They just like what they're doing. But then you get others that are more entrepreneurial minded, that want to grow and want to be more active in what they do. Those kind of people are going to seek out those opportunities that Tricia just talked about, where I can make my business better, or I can expand my market, or I can do those kind of things. So really what we're trying to do is to develop a program where we can help companies become more entrepreneurially minded, so that small businesses don't get myopic in what they're doing, but they're able to see beyond where they are now and be able to take advantage of those opportunities.
Okay, so it's about creativity, it's about strategy, it's about looking at what you want to do and who your customers are, and finding somebody that knows what they're doing. That's got to be the key.